Alright, so I'm going to review this electric coffee grinder. We decided to go to coffee beans instead of coffee because we use a percolator. And the problem we had is at the grocery store, when you grind your own beans to the coarse grind, people leave the beans from, or the previous beans are left in the machine, so you end up with like a hodgepodge of coffee. So there's a couple times where we put the beans in we wanted, and then when you got the bag, you realize you had some sort of weird flavored coffee. So that's why we went with an electric grinder. So this model is or brand is a Bodum. It's Bodum. I don't know, there's a hopper on the top that you put the beans in. It has a timer that you can set anywhere from 20 seconds to 5 seconds. This is a pause button, pause start button. And then to adjust your grind, it's on the top here. So as you move this whole top part here, like this, this is hard to do. As you slide this, the grind gets finer. And then if you want it super coarse, the grind is set all the way over here, and there's like a diagram, or I guess a image drawing of a percolator. So if you go beyond this point though, let's see, is it here? Is it still good? If you go beyond this point, that's how this whole thing lifts off. So, and you don't want to do that when this is full of beans, because it will all fall out. Beans will fall out all over the place. Ask me how I know that. So this is where the then ground beans will end up. You can tell there is a lot of static with this machine because it's all plastic, and the metal gear must create some static electricity and it sticks. This is designed to grind your beans every morning so you have the freshest possible cup of coffee. I am not really interested in that. I would rather just have all my beans ground so I can quick make coffee in the morning instead of grinding beans and making it a 20-minute process. We did have like a Mr. Coffee instant coffee maker, and I didn't like that. The percolator is a much better way to go. But just having the problems with those beans being ground in the store. And we're buying the type of beans we buy. I don't think it's specific to what this says. This is just a generic container. The beans we buy are like a supposedly organic bean. We'll see. This is plugged in. So then on the bottom here is some information about it. So you can wrap the cord up here if you don't want it so long. And then there's a spot where it comes out. And then on the tag here, if we can get this to focus, I gotta move this out of the way here. Well, I'm not going to get that to focus. Alright, so here is the information. So you can see it's a Bodum. It's made in Switzerland, or designed by Bodum in Switzerland. I'm assuming it's probably assembled. Yep, there it is, assembled in China. 120 volts, yep, 160 watts. And then inner tech, I don't know what that means. And just your normal do not get it wet warning label. Alright, so that's the top. This is the grinder part. So that just kind of gets laid in there like that. And then as you rotate this on top, that gives you the type of grind that you get. So like that would be set for the percolator. But I don't know, I'm going to turn that light off. It seems to work better without. So that's that. So we're going to put this underneath, just like it says. Take this hopper off, and we're going to fill this hopper with beans. And here we go. So I like to fill it up so it doesn't take so long. You'll see what I mean here in a second, and level her down. There is a top here to hold this in, but it's not like the beans shoot out. And then on this cover it has pretty good information on if you're looking for a specific type of roast or the type of coffee maker you have. It tells you, you're not going to be able to see it, but it tells you how to set it and then the amount of time so you get it just right. You're not supposed to operate the machine more than 20 seconds at a time, and I'll show you what I mean by that as well. There also is a redundant switch here, so this powers the machine on, but that doesn't start it, so you got the 20-second timer set, then you have to press this button to get it to start, and then you'll be on your way. Now if you have it set all the way down like this, it won't start. See, nothing happens because it's actually beyond that 5-second mark, so it's not going to start. So I set mine to 20 because all I want to do is grind a bunch of beans, and here we go. I don't know if you can tell or not, but it is pretty loud. Right, and that's it. That was 20 seconds worth of grinding. So, and if we open up the container here and see how much we got in there, not much, not a full container. So if you're doing it this way to grind all your beans, it's going to take a long time. Now, after you run it the 20 seconds, you're supposed to wait, I think it's somewhere between a minute to 5 minutes to let the motor cool down, because that's how this machine is designed. Yeah, so here we go, second round. Okay, for some reason it's not going. Let me think here. Why is it not going? Alright, give me a second. Actually, I don't think that was the full 20 seconds. What happened was, if this is beyond that, it automatically shuts off, which is good. However, if you lift up the container of beans, like I said, the beans will fall out. So you can kind of feel it engages right in here, and it kind of locks in. Then it'll work. So then you can just keep running it as many times as you want. So I'm going to run it for another 20 seconds. So there was the full 20 seconds. Now let's check and see how much is in here. And yes, it's full right to the top. Also note, if you do run it too many cycles in a row and this is full, the machine will sound like it's not working correctly. I would then press pause and empty this. Alright, so I just got done grinding the last thing here. And there's still some in this. Here I got to dump out. So now I just keep it in this Folgers container here. So we'll go through this in a week's time. So as you can tell, when you do this, the part I don't like is the fact that there's stuff everywhere. It makes a huge mess because of the static, and like you can't really wipe it off. It sticks to your hand. So I don't know. It works. I would rather have one of you, I guess you grind by hand, where I could just like fill up a hopper with a full, whatever it is, a pound of beans, and then grind that entire pound into one little container. This is more of like an individual serving type of coffee setup. There you go, the Bodum electric coffee grinder.